Hi, and welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Linda McNamee, in for Phil Gallagher. A Burlington man who is serving time in prison on charges of rape and armed robbery had a petition to have a new trial rejected by the Supreme Judicial Court this week. Ronaldo Prado, who was found guilty on March 31st, 2009 of 1 count of aggravated rape, 3 counts of armed robbery, and 3 counts of witness intimidation in relation to 2 incidents in January of 2009 in Burlington and Tewksbury, had sought to have his original trial thrown out. Prado was found guilty after meeting women on Craigslist and arranging to meet up with them at a hotel for adult service, but instead used a weapon to rob them and then intimidate them from calling the police. In one instance, he was also found guilty of forcing a woman of self-penetration at gunpoint. His argument in a petition for a new trial submitted in 2016 stemmed from 2 points. The first is that because he himself did not penetrate the victim, the act should not be considered rape. The second is that because the weapon in question turned out to be a BB gun, that the charge of armed robbery was unjust. A lower court found that Prado's claims were without merit, and the decision was appealed to the Supreme Judicial Court. This week, that court upheld the lower court's decision to reject a new trial. In the written decision, the court addressed Prado's argument against the rape charge based on the particulars of the situation. We conclude that such conduct constitutes a mode of sexual connection that embodies an equally serious invasion of personal integrity as common law rape, the court explained. The Burlington Police Department is warning the public after a resident brought a scam letter to their attention. The letter, purportedly from Publishers Clearinghouse, was received by a resident in the mail. The letter claims the receiver won a $1 million prize and in order to collect must get in contact with a winning claims agent in order to set up a transfer of the funds. In order for this to take place, the letter states, the resident must purchase insurance, something the claims agent can help with. Tellingly, the letter states that in order for the transfer to be protected, the receiver must not tell anyone about their winning prize. Quote, to avoid delays, you must keep this award confidential until your claim is processed and money is remitted into your account, the letter states. This is to protect the security of the highly sensitive financial transaction and to eliminate the potential for duplicate or fraudulent claims. Fortunately, in this case, the resident who received the letter did not fall for it and did not keep it confidential. Instead, they brought it to the Burlington police, who tweeted out the letter after verifying it was a scam. Scam alert, police tweeted. This letter was received by a resident and brought to our attention. It is confirmed as a scam with the company. You should not have to send money to claim a prize. No money was sent in this case. If you are unsure of a letter, email, or call telling you that you won a prize or owe money to some government agency, there is a good chance it is a scam. You can always contact the Burlington Police Department at 781-272-1212 for assistance. The new Target in the Crossroads Plaza in Burlington held a ribbon cutting for the store that is set to open this Sunday in the former Roach Brothers location. BNews director Rich Hosford was there and has this sneak peek of the new store.
A project long in the works in one of Burlington's cornerstone plazas is finally complete. The Target store in the Crossroads Plaza in the location of the former Roach Brothers is opening its doors to the public on Sunday, October 21st. This past Tuesday, the store held a ribbon-cutting event to allow special guests a chance to see inside and do a little shopping.
So tonight we have our very important guest event going on, which is going to be anyone who's in the community who wants to come by and have a sneak preview of the store. They're more than welcome to come in, treat it just like any other day at Target. But we wanted to kind of make our first hello, our introduction to the community, because we want to be just as much as part of Burlington as that they are going to be for us. So we just wanted to say hi and welcome, and we're here.
The store, while the size of a normal grocery store, is considered a small format style. Because of that, the company focused on what it thought were the needs Burlington residents would have when choosing which items to carry.
So Burlington, we felt like had a need, not just for a Target, but a small format style, which is what we are. We are very much the items that you immediately want to run in for that you might not have the time to drive up to, say, Wilmington to go see. So we want to be able to provide that Target experience right here in our store. We'll be able to have things that are order pickup for you. So if you want to buy something online, run right in and grab it. We'll have that available for that grab and go experience. So we're going to provide that need for our guest. We're considered dense suburban, which means that we have those cleaning products, those home products. We have a full market products available. We have our home, we have our hearth and hand line. We have all those items that really will bring that household together and that apparel line together and the beauty that you want to come and grab. So we have all those little items that are more going to build that house.
To run the store, Target hired dozens of local residents, including high school students looking for an after-school job.
Absolutely. So we ended up hiring we're looking to hire finally 70 team members. A lot of those team members that we've hired are from the Burlington community. So we're very excited to be bringing in our locals. It's going to be not only providing that neighborhood guest experience, but we want you to be able to see people that you know and have them help you and be able to service you in that need.
Finally, Sarah said that during the process of getting the store ready to open, she and her team felt welcome in the Burlington community and at the Crossroads Plaza.
The welcome's been amazing. I mean, I met with some of my managers, my neighbors to the side. They've been so welcoming and helpful. They've given me some great insight. I got to tell you, the local food has been great. So thank you so much to everyone who's been able to accept our late lunch runs. So thank you so much to the local restaurants. They've been great. So we've really, really loved the spot we're in, and we're so glad to have the neighbors that we do.
From the new Burlington Target, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Thank you, Rich. For the second time, Burlington voters will be able to avoid the lines at the polls and vote early in the state election. We are excited to announce that all registered voters will be able to vote before Election Day, Town Clerk Amy Warfield said in a release. Early voting will begin on October 22nd and continue through November 2nd, 2018. Although absentee voting will still be available for registered voters who qualify, only those who will be absent from the city or town on Election Day or have a disability that prevents them from going to the polls or have a religious belief preventing the same are legally allowed to vote by absentee ballot, the release explains. Unlike absentee voting, early voting is for every registered voter. Registered voters do not need an excuse or reason to vote early. In Burlington, early voting can be done in person at the Burlington Town Hall, 29 Center Street, main hearing room on the second floor. Early voting will be from October 22nd through November 2nd during regular business hours, which are Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. For the public's convenience, we will offer extended hours on Thursday, November 1st, 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also, registered voters have the option to request an early voting ballot through the mail. Simply fill out an application and mail it to the town clerk. The Burlington Fire Department opened its Big Bay doors to the public last Saturday for its annual open house. BNews reporter John Vias went to check it out and has this report.
Sound the alarm, honk the horn, and bring out the sirens. On Saturday, October 13th, the Burlington Fire Department held their annual Firehouse open house for the town. Kids of all ages and their families came to visit the fire station to learn plenty of important safety tips and how to keep themselves safe when in the event of a fire in their home. Along with games and activities for young kids, a chance to sit in a real fire truck, and refreshments provided by Papa Gino's and Wegmans. I was joined by BCAT's video voyagers, Stephen Noonan and Desi Moreno, and we spoke to Lieutenant Todd Ficacello, along with various firefighters and kids. Here are some highlights from the event.
I'm here with Lieutenant Todd Ficacello. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So how many years has this Firehouse open house been going on?
I don't know exactly, but we've been doing it for a long time. We promote things like keep candles away from combustibles, fire safety like that. Like I said, keep your doors closed, your bedroom doors closed at night. Don't let little kids within 3 feet of a stove. Have working smoke detectors. Make sure you check the batteries of your smoke detectors twice a year at least. These are all very important things to have in your home and to know about. And people come in and they'll learn some of that at the open house.
Why is it important to teach the public, especially kids, about fire safety?
You know, it's important to teach them so they know what to do if there ever is, you know, God forbid a fire, you know, an emergency. You know, they have the understanding of, you know, what they need to do, how to get to safety, you know, calling 911 and letting us get there and, you know, help out. You know, we do a lot of challenging things all the time, you know. Some days, you know, you're going to a fire, others, you know, you're helping out, you know, a medical emergency. You know, it's a constantly changing field. I can't think of anything specific, you know.
Why is it called a fire truck when it's filled with water?
Because to put out fires.
Okay, thank you so much.
What is your favorite thing about these open houses?
My favorite thing about the open houses is just, you know, inviting the people into our house just to let them know what we do up here at the fire station. If they're not, gives them a chance to look around and touch some of the things that we use on a daily basis.
From the Burlington Fire Station, along with Stephen Noonan and Desi Moreno, I'm John Vias for BNEWS Weekly.
The group Burlington Area Clergy for Justice has been holding monthly Jericho Walks to protest what they say are unfair, immoral, and un-American immigration policies coming out of Washington, D.C. BNews Director Rich Hosford was there and has this look.
As they have every month for much of this year, a group of protesters walked silently around the district before coming to the focus of their ire, the Immigration and Custom Enforcement, or ICE, building that is housed in the office park. It was another Jericho Walk organized by the group Burlington Area Clergy for Justice, which holds these walks every third Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m. to speak out against some of the country's current immigration policies.
And so we've been here, rain or shine, you know, regardless of the weather, to advocate for our undocumented siblings and to let ICE know that we are paying attention and we're vigilant and that we don't approve of the unjust immigration policies that they're carrying out right here in the building behind me.
The number of people participating in the walks has been growing since they began, which helps the mission, and they are always looking for more people to get involved.
Because we can make more of a statement with larger numbers, and the more people you have, the more hopefully ICE will realize that the greater public is paying attention and will get more media attention, such as yourself, for being out here. And if someone, you know, was just a bystander and inquired to me about what they could do, I would say join us.
Well, it's so important that we not be cowed by the administration and what's happening in the country, and that we continue to stand up and speak out, because otherwise we will just acquiesce. We'll slowly acquiesce to whatever the administration's policies are, and that will end up hurting many, many more children and many, many more families. And we're all human beings made in God's image, and we all deserve the right to live free and equal lives.
The list of grievances the group has with the country's immigration policies are numerous and include locking up children with their families, taking children from their parents, the so-called Muslim ban, and the overall crackdown on nonviolent, undocumented immigrants in the country. They argue these practices are not only immoral, but un-American.
Now they're detaining children and their parents indefinitely in detention centers, and they're keeping some children here in detention centers and deporting their parents back to their home countries. And so the separation of families and the unjust treatment and the criminalization of these undocumented folks is still ongoing, despite the fact that it's not getting a lot of media attention.
You think about the tent cities that are going up, and more children are being deported without their parents knowing where they are, and more families being incarcerated, and children continuing to be incarcerated for longer and longer periods of time, which is permanently damaging their psyche. And the fact that our government is doing this in our name is just disgusting, and we really have to stop this.
The United States is made up of immigrants. Everyone here migrated from somewhere else. And so for us to be, I guess, so abrasive to people coming in and then trying to rudely kick them out like they don't belong. It's really against what America really stands for. And so a lot of people came here because of the freedom. It's really upsetting that we can't see that freedom being embraced anymore. So the same thing about the Muslim ban and all these different bans and this, the immigration policies now in this country. It's just kind of disheartening that we'd be so aggressive or so much against such a religion that's been here for such a long time. It's not like Islam just came here and popped out of nowhere. It's been here for so long. And for us to just neglect all the Muslims who are working, doctors, engineers, physicians, and people who contribute tremendously to communities and societies in America, to neglect all of that is just, it's really upsetting, really.
At the district, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Thank you, Rich. There will be a training program aimed at helping those at risk of harming themselves. The Samaritans organization, in partnership with the Burlington Volunteer Reserve Corps, is inviting the public to attend a training titled Supporting Those at Risk for Suicide. The training will take place on October 24th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at Grandview Farm, 55 Center Street, Burlington. Participants will gain knowledge and skills surrounding the topic of suicide and suicide prevention. An invite to the program reads, there will be discussion about how to recognize risk factors and warning signs, how to talk to an individual who may be suicidal, and how to get help for a suicidal person. The Samaritans will provide information on facts and myths about suicide, as well as provide community resources from the Samaritans. The training will be conducted by Rose Chayette, Manager of Community Education and Outreach at the Samaritans. Rose has been the leader of suicide prevention workshops for youth, adults, and elders, the invite says. Prior to this role, Rose was a Samaritans Helpline volunteer for 2 years, answering phone calls and text messages on the Samaritans 24/7 helpline. Before joining Samaritans, Rose worked for the Department of Labor and served in the Peace Corps. If you would like to attend, RSVP by emailing boh@burlington.org. It's Chowder time! On Wednesday, October 10th, Atria Longmeadow Place held their annual Chowder Fest. Local Burlington restaurants were in attendance to sample their specialty chowders, as many Burlington residents were also in attendance to mingle with the Atria community. BNews reporter Chris Flaherty has this look.
Who's up for some chowder? On Wednesday, October 10th, Atria Longmeadow Place held their 6th annual Chowder Fest.
So this is our annual Chowder Fest. We do this every year. We have a lot of local restaurants that come in with their own versions of chowder, and our residents in the community are invited to come and test them out and enjoy the night. This is for the entire community. We really wanted to bring the community into our little community here, show them what we have to offer some chowder, and have a good time with the communities meshing together. So it's for our residents, for community in Burlington, for our staff, for everybody.
Various restaurants from the Burlington area were in attendance, serving up their own specialty chowders.
Today I'm making an Italian sausage clam chowder. So basically what I did is a basic clam chowder, and I put some roasted corn and some sausage, and I did fresh clams. Most of everything that we do here is, a local ingredients. We try to get as local as possible, and we like fresh ingredients, and we like to purchase things from local vendors.
We're serving our poblano corn chowder today. It's one of our new menu items, actually. It's going to be more of a Mexican style, since we are a Mexican restaurant, so it has poblano chilies in it. It's a cream based with plenty of corn. It's not too spicy with the poblano, so it's kind of good for everybody with the mild and a little bit of a kick with it.
Well, I mean, I think it's a great event to be a part of. The Burlington Chamber, we're here to help people helping people in Burlington. So it's just an amazing community event. You get to meet all the residents, you get to meet everybody who's coming to the event, and get to meet the other restaurants. So it's a real joy to be a part of this event.
For the second year in a row, Atria's Chowder Fest doubled as a fundraiser for the organization People Helping People and the Burlington Food Pantry.
This is the second year in a row that the Chowder Fest has the Atria has donated their time and energy for this Chowder Fest, and proceeds are benefiting People Helping People. Basically, people who come today and take a sip of the chowder are bringing a non-perishable item for the food pantry.
This is a great event. It's another beautiful night. Last year it was like a summer evening like this. The grounds are beautiful here at the Atria. flowers are all still in bloom. It's just if you want to have a nice night out, just for, you know, a little donation of food for the food pantry, it's just the greatest deal. You'll have a great time.
Events like Chowder Fest give Atria staff and residents the opportunity to integrate and mingle with the larger Burlington community.
I think it's a good opportunity for our residents to become part of the Burlington community. We do get out as much as we can, but it's nice to have people come in here, see what our community is like, see our residents, and it's also just a really fun event and everyone gets to enjoy it on a beautiful evening.
Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
Thank you, Chris. Hope you didn't have too much chowder. On Wednesday, many town officials, members of the Council on Aging, and residents gathered at the Senior Center for a ribbon cutting of the newly renovated Human Services building. The project updated many of the building's facilities, including the recreation rooms, boardrooms, and saw the installation of a new reception area to greet visitors. The building is also now color coordinated for easy navigation, with areas painting green denoting the Senior Center areas and areas painting blue for Veteran Affairs and the Board of Health. The project has been over a year in the making, so if you get a chance to stop by to check it out, check it out. The temperature certainly dropped a couple of nights this week. To see what's in store for this week ahead, we go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. And all I can say about the weather that we've seen recently is, boy, does a week make a difference in terms of our weather here in the Burlington area. We saw near record high temperatures last Wednesday, and now we're talking about these really, really chilly conditions, actually more reminiscent of what we'd see at the end of November as opposed to the middle of October. Now again, starting on our period on Friday, we're going to see temperatures a little bit below average for this time of the year, nothing real too crazy like we saw the past couple of days. And if you're out and about in the Burlington area in evening, going out shopping or going out to eat at all, we're going to see low temperatures going to be fairly nice for this time of the year, much above the average highs that are supposed to be only in the upper 30s. But as we get to the end of the period, look at this. It's hard to believe that we're going to be looking towards the end of October already. And our average highs at that time of the year are only going to be in the 50s, and we're going to see temperatures either at that or below. So the chilly weather really looks like it is going to continue. And of course, as you notice right here, look at how late the sun's coming up and how early it's going down. So that's actually, unfortunately, a sign that we are marching on towards, should I even say the word, towards winter. But let's not think about that quite yet. No snow in our forecast, that's for certain. As we go ahead, let me show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days here in the Burlington area and the rest of southern New England. We're really going to see a pretty quiet pattern coming up. So if you have any travel plans, if you have to be outdoors a lot, looks like we're going to have really no chances of any heavy rain or any snow at all. Now, of course, if you are traveling up into northern New England, we might have to add a little bit of flurry activity up in those areas as the temperatures are going to be really cold up there. But for us down here in the Burlington area, we're really going to just be seeing a series of cold fronts moving through the area over the next 7 days. And that's going to bring the chances we get into Saturday ahead of this cold front right here, as you see in the middle, going from northern New England down into the mid-Atlantic. You see some actually fairly mild conditions Saturday. Temperatures may be as high as the low to maybe upper 60s, so might have a very nice day as we go out on Saturday, and that'll be the pick of the weekend and the pick of the next 7 days, if you want to be truthful about it here. Now, as soon as that front moves through, though, on Sunday, we are going to notice the return to the chilly November-like temperatures coming into the Burlington area. As we get into Sunday and Monday, you're going to see that reflected. We're only going to see temperatures maybe not even getting out of the mid-40s again. And, of course, as we head towards the end of the period, we're going to see another cold front that's going to start marching towards us. That's going to bring maybe a little bit more mild conditions back up into the 50s again towards the end of the week. But bear in mind, there's going to be some real cold Canadian air coming in behind that as we head in towards the week after that. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at some of those temperatures and some of the weather that's going to be coming around to our area for the next 7 days. As you notice again on Friday, fair skies here in the Burlington area. Temperatures again in the upper 50s, so not too bad. You're not going to see that real howling wind that we saw the past couple of evenings around here, so it'll feel fairly pleasant out. Get into Saturday, we're going to introduce the chance of some showers as that strong cold front moves towards our area, but that's going to push our temps up into the mid and maybe lower 60s, so really nice weather if you can be out on Saturday. But look at this. Reality really strikes us as we get into Sunday, Monday, and then into Tuesday. Temperatures starting out the week not getting out of maybe the mid-40s. And if you're going out to start your car up early in the morning, we're looking at lows probably only in the mid-20s. So bundle up if you have to be outside at night, that's for sure. But as we head towards the end of the period, looks like we're going to see a return back up in the 50s. Again, below average for this time of the year, something we really haven't been used to over the past few months. But keep that in mind that the temperatures will be going up, but this is maybe a harbinger of what's to come the week afterwards, so we have to keep an eye on that. So everyone, stay warm out there, have a great week, and enjoy the weather.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. It's time to dance, ghouls and boys. On Friday, October 26th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., the Francis Wyman PTO will be having their annual Halloween party. Come for a night of Halloween-themed games, dancing, and food. Tickets are $10 per person. Everyone is welcome. For more information, visit franciswymanpto.org. Get ready to trick-or-treat at some local restaurants. On Saturday, October 27th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., 3rd Ave in Burlington will be having their 3rd annual Monster Mash event. There will also be face painting, balloon animals, and live music on the green. Everyone is welcome, and the event is also free. For more information, visit 3rdavburlington.com. There is something spooky lurking at the Recreation Department. On Saturday, October 27th, from 4:30 to 7 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a spooktacular at Simons Park. Get ready for a fun-filled day full of tricks and treats. Don't forget to dress up in your Halloween costumes. Everyone is welcome, and the event is free. For more information, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
Thank you, Maddie, and thank you, Peter. We now go to BNews sports reporter Matt DiMarzio for the latest Red Devils action in this week's sports report.
Hey everyone, this is Matt DiMarzio here with your weekly sports report. With the season winding down, there's plenty still to talk about when it comes to sports in Burlington. The football team hosts Melrose on Friday night and could improve to 6-1 with a victory. If the Middlesex League handed down a Coach of the Year honors, Red Devil coach Dan McKay would have to get some consideration. Last year, Burlington finished 1-10 overall. Even with a loss on Friday, Burlington will be back in the playoffs and will likely have a home playoff game on October 26th. The BHS golf team is also headed to the state tournament and will play on Tuesday in the Division II North event. Burlington's top player, Sean Hurley, is coming off a victory at the league shootout with a round of 68 and should be a contender on Tuesday. The boys' cross-country team finished its season with a 4-1 record and was second in the league behind Wakefield. Burlington has a chance to do well at the sectional meet with a chance to advance to the all-state meet in November. While the field hockey and soccer teams will not be making the state tournament this season, all three Red Devil squads played hard and kept improving throughout the season. Look for those Red Devil teams to make runs at the playoffs next fall. And that is all for your weekly sports report. I'm Matt DiMarzio, and we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Matt. Another week, another photo to highlight. This week, we have a photo of a young Burlington resident reaching for the stars. Actually, it's my daughter Gwyneth at a recent trip to the Museum of Science, where she explored their lunar space module. It was a great trip that was both fun and educational. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line, Photo of the Week. Well, that's it for this week's edition of BNews Weekly. I'm Linda McNamee, and I'll see you around town.